What's up? It's your favorite lawyer, Attorney Ali Booker, and you know you're in the court of my public opinion. You'll already know how it happens and what takes place on this show. Okay? Everything here is pretty much allegedly. I'm not able to give people a very full accounting or full advice on what they should do in cases when I'm limited as to the information that I have been given. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I'm giving you information based on what you have said, and being unable to ask follow up questions, etc., kind of inhibits the ability to do so. But it's okay because this is for entertainment purposes only, and you can learn a little bit while you're going on through it. If you guys want to put your stuff on my show, you email Booker at bookerlawfirm.com, put YouTube show in the subject heading, and that is how I'm able to know that you would like to get on the show and add some things. Okay, so let's go check this email and see what's going on. I'm gonna go to my criminal cases. We're gonna do a criminal show today. We'll do part criminal, part family, because people like to see and hear about both. So let's see. Can I get a ticket dismissed if it's for not having a car seat? My friend who's a single mother had an emergency come up and needed to go to the hospital. So she asked me to pick up her 4 children from daycare. The daycare closed at 6 p.m. and she called around 5:15. There's no time to drive to South Houston, me living in North Houston, and then all the way to Humble, even more of North Houston for their car seats. The plan was to take the kids less than 4 miles back to their home in Humble. I was pulled over and given 3 child safety tickets for not having their car seats. All 4 children were wearing seatbelts. I personally do not have any children, never been in any kind of trouble. Is there any way I can fight this in court? Yes, there is, boo-boo. You need to get these children's car seats, and you need to head on up to the courthouse with these car seats. You need to let the court know that they did have car seats, okay? A lot of the times, a district attorney or a city attorney will dismiss the case. You'll have to pay a small little $10 administrative fee, maybe $10, $20, or $30. But they'll dismiss it based on the fact that the kids do have car seats. So that's something that you need to check into. You can either do that yourself or hire an attorney, but that's one of the ways that you can get through those type of tickets. You bring the car seat up to the courthouse, and a lot of the times they're willing to move forward, dismiss, or help you out in some shape, form, or fashion. So look into doing that. Look into doing that. And guys, just understand that when you're in the court of my public opinion, when you have a child in your car and they don't have the car seat, you can be in trouble for that. And sometimes people take their children out of car seats early. And if there is no car seat for that child, which a lot of the times as people have multiple children, that's not something, they move the kids around a lot. And sometimes, if you have 4 kids versus having 1, you tend not to have that car seat around sometimes when the children start to go up in age. Some people do it with really small children. I don't think that's good. I understand sometimes 4, 5, 6, and 7, they don't have a car seat for those children. But you want to make sure you take that car seat up to the courthouse. And you want to know that anytime that you are putting the children in your car, you are at risk for getting a ticket, just like this woman did for 3 tickets. That is a lot of tickets for children that don't belong to you. Okay? Next case. If 2 people were arrested together for the same crime, is it okay that they both have the same lawyer? Not if you want the same justice, okay? 2 brothers were arrested together, both charged with the same crime. And they want the same lawyer. Guys, you should not have the same lawyer as your friend, as your brother, as your anybody, okay? A lot of the times what it does is it imposes a conflict of interest at the point that your defense does not go along with the other person's defense. So attorneys typically don't like to take cases like that. They will make you sign off on it, and at the time that your interest is not along with the other person's interest, that attorney cannot represent either one of you. So if you guys are going along to get along, although it's risky, it can't happen if the right paperwork is signed off on. Is it something that I would suggest? Hell no, because if I need to do what I need to do, in order to get out of this, and it may not be in your best interest, but it's in mine, then I may need to do what I need to do. And if we have the same attorney, it's going to kind of put a damper on that, right? The attorney's not going to be able to kind of go against you to help me, or go against me to help you. And a lot of times, like I said, if anytime your interest divides, that attorney can't help neither one of you. You're going to be out your fees and having to pay a new attorney. But it's up to you. we gonna move around. I don't suggest it. What happens if a minor leaks another minor's explicit pictures? My friend sent a nude to her now ex-boyfriend, and he's threatened her to leak the nudes online. He hasn't done it yet, but his correct plan is to leak them sooner or later. In case he actually leaks them, what are the charges that can be placed to him, even though he's a minor himself? Girl, you a minor, he a minor, she a minor. Why y'all taking pictures of your body, minors? Sending it to other people, minors. What is wrong with y'all? I don't understand. At the end of the day, I can't tell a minor what to do. You need to talk to your mama about what to do. But I'm going to talk to adults. I'm going to tell you this. We as adults, we are very, you need to just care about your body. And you need to not take nudes with your faces in there and things that come back and bite you. I would say don't take nudes, period. But most of the time, an adult is smart enough not to have their face in the nude photograph. So that if you say that's them, then you just going to have a tough time proving that it's them. Good luck to you. You children, they don't care about that. And I'm going to need y'all to go to your mamas and to ask your mama what to do. Okay? Because I'm not your mama. I can't tell you. I don't want to talk about sex. I don't want to talk about nudes. I'm tired of the children coming here on this show and thinking they can talk to me about stuff. Y'all are children. And it ain't no authorization on file. I don't want to talk about it. You don't have no business. I'm going to pull you in the auntie's court. You got no business taking no nudes. She shouldn't have took no nudes. He wrong if he does something with them, baby. But and yes, he can be prosecuted possibly. But why are you children taking nude photographs and sending pictures of yourselves to people? You don't even know who you're sending it to. And if you're sending it to your boyfriend, you're sending it to somebody online that could very well be an adult. You all need to stop doing stuff like that. And don't be so easy to snap a photo of your body. Your body is a temple, honey. Nobody should know what your body looks like except for you, okay? And the person who's marrying you, and maybe one or two people along the way. But baby, you already starting out as a child giving pictures of your body. I don't want to see what you do in your 20s. The whole world may have a photograph then. If you keep taking photographs, it's not going to matter about this one if you continue to do it. Don't do that anymore. Next case. How likely am I to win a case against the City Public Works? I received several tickets issued by city environmental investigators for a sewage problem. The problem actually occurs at the connection of the city line and my house's line. The city uses a 4-inch line and my house uses a 6-inch line. If the city did from the sidewalk to begin with this, congestion would be solved much earlier, but the city did nothing. And it's the city who uses the smaller lines and makes the sewage traffic. Moreover, city inspectors' reports of dive tests made absolutely wrong conclusion of the pipe direction. City's mistakes cost me $10,000. How likely am I that I will win against the City Public Works? You can win against them if you go get your own expert. You're trying to use their experts for them. You need to get your own expert. So you need to get an attorney. And you need to get if you spend $10,000, baby, you need to spend a couple thousand on an expert to say that the city is wrong, and then you can beat them. But not if you don't have any proof. Anyway, you're going off of the city's plaques, mats, and what their experts say, and their testing. You need to get your own outside testing, sir. We're going to move on. Y'all don't want to hire attorneys to do stuff. And how likely is it that you're going to win at the rate you're going? I don't think you will. But if you get an attorney who knows what they're supposed to do, you allow that attorney to be able to fight this case. More than likely, you can prove it. If they are doing the wrong thing, an attorney can find that. It's hard for you all to fight cases yourself because it's hard for you all to know exactly what needs to be done and to be implemented to find the proper way to fight your case. Sometimes you all are on to something. Just like he's saying the dye test made the absolutely wrong conclusion of the pipe direction. And he very well may be right, but you have to prove that in court. You're going to have to get someone else, an outside source, that is qualified to be able to sit on that stand and state, or to be able to write a report that states that their dye test made absolutely the wrong conclusion in the pipe direction, and then you'll get somewhere. And it's hard for you to do that when you're not an attorney because there are so many rules involved with getting that type of evidence in. And so that's why, you just need to get an attorney sometimes on things, okay? Next case. But you can you can beat the city. You have to get an attorney. It's not to say the city can fudge documents and win. If they're wrong, they're wrong. But that evidence has to be in the proper manner. And you have to use the proper method to make sure that evidence is in the proper manner and can be used to support, what you're saying in court. So that's the issue. Next case. My GPS ankle monitor died because I lost my charger. What should I do? And am I gonna go to jail? Well, baby, you might. Okay. I'm not on parole or probation. I have a GPS tracker on my ankle to make sure I'm not in the same area as the person I have to stay away from. Baby, why would you lose your charger and then let it die? And you're texting and you're emailing me, and you should have been calling the court to let them know you lost your charger, and trying to get a new charger. It is going to come up as a violation. Whether or not your judge is going to do something about it, I can't tell you. But I can tell you that as a census, generally, yeah, they're going to call you and they want to know. And if you've had issues with the GPS monitor before, yeah, you very well can go to jail. But you need to call and contact your attorney because I'm sure you have one. If you're out on a GPS monitor, you have a lawyer. And that lawyer needs to be assisted. You need to assist your lawyer in assisting you. So instead of talking to someone who is not your lawyer, you need to talk to your lawyer so that your lawyer can help you on a bond violation. He or she is probably going to charge you outside of what they're already charging you to deal with that. Because that has nothing to do with your case. It has to do with you all not being able to follow rules while you're on bond and bringing up extra issues that ain't got to do with the fighting of the case. So if it's not a court-appointed attorney, they're going to charge you additional. If it's a court-appointed attorney, they're going to charge the court additional to deal with that, and it'll be covered. So, but you need to talk to your attorney about that. You don't go call other people. You call your attorney, and you let them know. And at the end of the day, guys, when your GPS tracker isn't working, y'all know where y'all went. Y'all know how to get to pretrial services on Sandra Center. Y'all know how to get to pretrial services. You get there any other day. Then when stuff like this happens, you don't know how to get there. You know where you got the monitor put on your leg, but you can't get there after you got the monitor. But now you don't have a charger. But now you don't know what to do. We gonna try going where you got it from. Okay? And let them know you don't have a charger. And then let them get you a charger. So then you can at least say, well, I waited until Monday, or I waited, they were closed, and as soon as they opened, Your Honor, I was able to get another charger. I'm sorry. Look like you're trying to help yourself, guys, because y'all come up with some pretty failed attempts at the monitors. And I understand the monitor is taking a toll on your life. I get it. I got someone cutting it off, running, deciding they're not going to comply no more, going to the store, doing all this stuff they're not supposed to do while on the monitor. But I want you to know that you will be dealt with at some point in time. I mean, these judges are catching up, and their caseload may be heavy. Okay? But when you don't do what a judge says, there is no other way to piss them off. I'm telling you, it don't matter what type of judge it is. It don't matter if it's you or me. Judges get pissed off when people don't do what they say, man. They get mad. They just show you that they said do it. Don't ever let a judge think that you are not doing what they said, okay? I'm just telling. I'm gonna put it to you like that, and that's us too. It's attorneys included. You don't let a judge think that you're not gonna follow their order. Then they're gonna keep you on their radar, and they're gonna handle you, and they're gonna teach you that, oh yes, you are gonna do what I said. So you never want to give the appearance that you are just walking around taking that monitor off, losing the charger on purpose. If the judge thinks that stuff is occurring, they very well may lock you up. Now, I don't know if you've had any other chances before. You went before this judge about bond violations before. But if you have, you don't want to come up with this and say this after that. But you know what? You're going to talk to your lawyer because I told and instructed you to do that. And then your lawyer's going to let you know. Okay? But y'all stop bringing the extra problems. You got one problem. The case is one problem. Okay? The case is one issue, and then we come along, and then it's additional issues, because you created these issues along the way. Either by not being able to follow the instructions, or just plain saying you don't give a damn and you're not going to follow them. I've had defendants do that, okay? I have had some say, you know what, the Lamar took the monitor off. You look up, they in jail on another case. I mean, you think you get arrested for the warrant that's going to go off and you taking the monitor out. But no, you catch another case and the damn warrant for taking the monitor off. Because it's the reason why you took it off. That's how the court thinks. Because most of the time, y'all, when monitors come off, it's new boatloads of bullshit people find themselves in. That's just, most of the time people don't take the monitor off. The battery dies and they wind up going to church. That is not something that occurs a lot. They wind up going to jail. They wind up doing something else, and they needed the monitor off so they could do what they had to do. That was also illegal after they were already fighting cases for other illegal things. And and again, you know me, I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. Y'all gonna do what you want to do. But the monitors, that's just really nothing that you want to play with. If you're having an issue with the monitor, you believe the monitor is restricting you, see if your lawyer can get the monitor off. Just see if you can get the monitor off legally. Just go legally and try to get the monitor off. Because when you using these other, things and trying to cut it off and going on and breaking it off and the not charging the battery and all of these things, you see people in court and you just feel sorry for them because they're getting ready to go to jail for something like that. And it's just not worth it. It ain't. It ain't. You already said you're going to keep the monitor to stay out of jail. Just keep the monitor to stay out of jail. Get your attorney to take the monitor off. If the attorney can't get the monitor off, then damn it, it's because you've been in too many run-ins with the law. And I'm just going to be honest with you, because other than that, you wouldn't have. They might put the monitor on, but they're going to pull it off. That's just me. They're going to eventually pull it off. Most of the time. Most of the time now. Move on. Well, Harris County let my girlfriend out of jail with the out-of-state warrant. No, they will not. My girlfriend has a probation fine out of Pennsylvania from 23 years ago. Can I bail her out or will they hold her? You don't need to bail her out if she's done with her case in Harris County. If there's an out-of-state warrant, Pennsylvania has so long to come and pick her up. If they do not come and pick her up, then yes, Texas will let her out. And Pennsylvania will either have to pick her up themselves or arrange for her to be transported to Pennsylvania on their dime. If not, the state is not going to keep them. So you just probably need to wait a little bit, baby, and see if she ends up coming out, because very well Pennsylvania may not send for her, especially if it's due to fees, like you're saying, a probation fine. But then again, they may, but I doubt it, honey. So just wait. She'll just have to sit around and be caught up with a few extra days, which pisses people off, because when you're ready to come out and you think you're coming out the city, and that extra 3 to 10 days is horrible. But you just got to wait that time, okay? And then if Pennsylvania doesn't come and get her, they'll go ahead and let her out, okay? But go ahead and, I would post a bond because I doubt if they'll come and get her, but I can't tell you to do something and you lose your money. So just wait around. Keep your ear to the street and see what you see going on. If not, just go ahead and bond her out and let her come on out and fight her case. Oh, this is interesting. Question. I stole things from a mall. When leaving, the either cop or loss prevention guy came outside and waited for me to pull off. Then used some device, I assume, and tagged my license plate. What does this mean? Probably took a picture of your license plate. What does this mean? It means your ass. I hope the car ain't registered to your name. That's what it means. I hope that ain't your mama's vehicle. That's what it means. Okay? I'm sure they use that in order to find out who you are. And people have to think about that type of thing. We go in and we shoplift, but we don't think about the fact that our car's in the outside and it could be a camera with us getting in and out that vehicle. A lot of stores now have cameras, guys, in the parking lots. And so it doesn't matter if you jump in your car and drive off. More than likely they have your license plate already, from when you first got there and they saw you get out of the vehicle. So I'm going to need us to be thinkers. We need to think ahead and not behind. And we need to pay attention to our surroundings. And I'm not trying to tell you that you should have walked up there and stole, because you might have just got caught on foot. We don't know. But we do know that that license plate was tagged, and baby, you just have to sit up and sweat bullets and figure it out and wait. Because there's no way for anybody to really tell you. You can reach out and call a bonding company and see if there's a warrant out for your arrest. Let them know that you believe that a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and they'll give you a call as soon as one is, so they can get your bonding money, so they can help you out with the bond, because they do want the business. Other than that, you just got to wait and see what's happening with this license plate and how long it's going to take them to be able to find, to be able to get link that car to you. Hell, I don't know. But I don't think, y'all tripping. Let me move on to the next. You're tripping. Dang. And they gonna ask me what it means. Shit, you know what that means? Shit. What does it mean, Attorney Booker, if they scan my license? It means they have your license plate, Is that your mother's car? You're asking me, but you need to let me know whose car it is when I move back around. Man, I go back to my attorney and tell him I do not agree to the punishment if I already signed a plea agreement. Hell no, child. Hello, I signed for inpatient rehabilitation for 1 year, but it's my first felony charge, and I'd rather not follow through with this due to my medical condition. I'm sure you'd rather not. Shit is called an addict. I'm sure you'd rather not go to inpatient. I was recently injured and now I have acute trauma to the brain and spinal cord. I've been advised by my doctor and specialist that I need surgery and soon. Is my medical condition so severe that the courts have to reconsider and allow me the medical attention I need? Let me tell you something, baby. Um, Baby, you gonna do that treatment? So I'm gonna tell you now. It's crazy to me because I could guess a few courts that you're in if they're giving you inpatient rehabilitation for 1 year. I could guess what judge did that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, she don't care, baby. She know you can get the medical attention where you are. She knows that. Okay, and I'm gonna need you to know that she knows that. She is well aware. Okay, and she knows where she sent you, and they're not going to be able to skirt around your medical condition. If you're in inpatient rehabilitation, you will be in inpatient rehabilitation, and you will be transported or checked out in an effort to get surgery. If that is something that is medically necessary, it can be done. And so you just because you're going in inpatient for a year does not mean that you're not going to be able to see about your medical condition because you're going in inpatient. So you'll be able to see about your medical condition. But as soon as you're done seeing about your medical condition, you report back to inpatient. Or inpatient will get you to the facility that you need to get you any surgery or anything else that you need. That's the boat you're in right now. Because I'm pretty sure you'd rather not be getting that surgery in jail. Okay? I'm pretty sure that you'd rather not have to deal with your acute trauma to the brain and spinal cord while incarcerated. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the court. And the court will ensure that we get that medical taken care of. In fact, if you have an attorney, you can call your attorney and let your attorney know to let the judge know if you run into any issues in inpatient getting that done. But it's my understanding that inpatient treatment centers have been around for a long time, and that they do understand and know how to check people in and out for necessary surgeries and whatnot, and they are well versed in doing that. I think you're coming up with an excuse because you don't want to go to rehab, but baby, it's rehab or it's jail. You've signed. It's rehab or it's jail. And thank the Lord that the judge wanted you to go to rehab and not to jail. The judge is trying to rehabilitate you, okay? I mean, and you definitely need to be in an inpatient rehabilitation coming up off of surgery for your spinal cord. Because we all know that stuff, pills and stuff can be addicting. And you don't want to get lost down the wrong path. And then treatment facility is probably the best way for you to go. But I'm not a medical professional. I will tell you the courts, it's illegal for courts or agencies to not allow you to have necessary medical treatment. And so they don't do that. They genuinely make sure that you get the medical treatment that you need. And it has to be real medical treatment, not something that you diagnose yourself with and things of that nature. But you need to get your attorney to get with the inpatient facility and get that stuff worked out, okay? That's what you need to do. Or you've got to get with the inpatient facility and get that worked out by calling your doctors and getting them to send the stuff over or whatever. But there are things in place and ways in place for you to get this stuff taken care of. And I'm going to tell you, if I'm right about what judge it was, and really any judge that's going to send you to inpatient rehab for a year is going to understand if you need some sort of medical attention. And if you can't get that, if you called that judge or you came in court or you sent your attorney, would figure out how to get that done for you. So don't try to use the excuse not to go to treatment. You're going to treatment or you're going to jail. Okay? Treatment, jail, treatment. One of the two. Okay? You're not going to walk around and continue to utilize drugs. They're not going to let you do that. Next one. Why has there not been a warrant or DA not filed charges on me yet? I was pulled over for what the police said was irrational driving with my son in the car. I blacked out, and all I remember is waking up in the hospital because they said my heart rate was double what it should have been. I told the hospital I did not want to be treated because I didn't have insurance, and they let me go. In the report, the police said I didn't smell of alcohol. They called CPS, and since then, my CPS case has been closed. Is normal charges haven't been filed. The hospital also did not get blood from me, sir. Run on with your life. The hospital didn't get blood. You was let go. You done beat your CPS case. The police ain't around. You wasn't chained to the bed. Run. Okay? Goodbye. That's what you do. You know, look for the charge, baby. You let the charge find you. It looks like it hadn't found you. Reach out to a bonding company, see if there's a chance that a warrant is out. But it seems as if there is no warrant out, and we just gonna pray to God and thank God for that. Okay, we're not gonna go look for the charge. Hey, it was me. Don't you want to charge me? If they didn't charge you, we moving on. We moving. Okay. And don't get and whatever you was on passing out in front of police like that. They didn't know what the hell to do with you. They probably couldn't get 2 more ounces from you to get a charge from you. You passed out on them. Shit. I need to start passing out. You know, the judge, you ready for trial? But you know, I need to try that. Hell, people do it all the time. That's why you see ambulances and fire trucks. You see them when they pull the jury. People start passing out and shit. I need to try it. Next case. He's been in jail for 3 months. He has a court-appointed lawyer who's not helping him at all. He already sat 2 years on this case and then got out on bond. They put him back in for missing court, which we tried to get moved due to other issues, but his lawyer was not helping. Girl, bye. Now he's been in for 3 months, and they reset his final hearing for 6 months from now. When he was supposed to have his final hearing December 17th. Oh, the when you wasn't going to show up for court. I'm just wondering if there's anything I can do from out here to help him get his court date moved up. I already asked his lawyer, and he won't respond or responds with an attitude. Or get him a bond. I just found out I was really sick and need him home for me and our kid. Girl, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you women this, and I'm going to be through with it. This is not even legal. We're going to put the gavel down. We're not going to come into the court of my public opinion, baby. Let me explain something to you. Baby, if you deal with a man that gets in trouble with the law, baby, you have to know how to be a mother to that man, because he obviously is still committing wrongdoings like a damn child. Okay? And so trying to allow him to run your ass and tell you what needs to be done is the wrong thing. Okay? If you have one of those slicksters, you gonna have to be the boss. Okay? And what you're not gonna do is keep putting your money on a bond. And if that's what you want to do, dear heart, go ahead and do it. Let me tell you something. He's got to be at court. You don't get court days changed because of nothing. And he should have had his ass in court. And how dare you not be strong enough as a woman to tell him that? That's why he's not with you. See, when you can't tell him what to do, when they're like children, because he's obviously childlike. Since you can't control your child is where he can be controlled. He won't ever miss a court date, incarcerated. Okay, and now you're trying to get him back out so he can go run on and do something else and get in more trouble. I honestly, personally, don't think it's a good idea for him to be out with you, because it seems as if you can't put your foot on his neck and make sure his ass gets to court, and then not only do you not have, you're not even the voice of reason. You going along with him. Oh yeah, we gonna get it reset. Where is your lawyer? Your lawyer need to get your court date reset. Y'all are the type of women that drive these men to jail. To hell or to jail, because you can't put your foot on it. Don't have a man that acts like a child and is not already raised, and you can't finish up the raising. He needs to be raised, ma'am, and not by you. You'll push over. Leave the man alone, okay? Let his judge, his court, his attorney handle that. Baby, you through. And that's why they are ignoring you and not talking to you, because you got you on his side when some certain shit just don't make no sense. You know when you got a court date to be at court. I don't want to hear nothing else about it, baby. And if you're going to make an excuse for him not even to come to court, you wrong for him. See, what you should have been doing was cussing him out and telling him how stupid he was for not going to court. He probably would have got up and went on. He might have cussed you out on the way. Y'all might have had an argument or two, but he'd have had his ass in that court seat. So, baby, you're not strong enough to be talking to him. And because you're not strong enough to talk to him, he won't be there for you and your son. I'm sorry that you're sick, but you can't control him. And he's out doing whatever he wants to do, and he's falling by the wayside because he won't follow the rules of the court. He won't do what the court is telling him to do. And we all know we have that type of man that don't follow rules. You have to put your foot on his neck like you his mama. You can't. You're not doing it, ma'am. One of y'all has to be logical. If not him, then it must be you. And see, you sitting up here blaming the attorney. The attorney didn't do what he's supposed to do. The attorney don't want to move it up. And the attorney don't want to. Stop listening to him. The man was supposed to go to court. That's not on the attorney. That's on that man. Okay? And that's on you for letting him believe that he can sit his bad ass at home, and that y'all are just going to get the judge to reset. Baby, be the voice of reason. Women, If you're gonna have these type of men, be the voice of reason. I really appreciate when I have my clients and we know they knuckleheads and they hard headed and they tend to do what the hell they want to do, and they have a wife or girlfriend that's gonna whip their ass. Where in the hell you at, Miss Booker? Calling my phone. You supposed to be your bloop 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 bloop. Miss Booker, he getting on my bloop. I don't mind, because those are the ones that I don't have a problem. I know my client is shitty, but his wife or his girlfriend is so good. I know he's gonna be there. I can tell the judge, Your Honor, if he's not here, there's a reason. Hold on, I have family. Let me contact family and give me some time to get in here. And the judge will give the person some time. But it's y'all. It's the ones that go along with the ill shit. You got them thinking that they're right, and then they get in trouble and they locked up. And then here you go with more bond money to put out behind them, and they're not gonna do what you say when they get out this time either. And it's gonna be a revocation of a bond, and then you're gonna be sued. You're gonna be sued this time by the bonding company. Then you got to deal with the fact that you sued your man in jail, all of these things. And then you want to get him a bond, but he being sued on the other bond, so nobody wants to give him a bond. And then they ask you for all this money. Now you got to go in your pocket with all this money. Baby, put your foot on his neck. It's cheaper. Keep him in line. It should have been the court in the first place. I'm moving on. Should have been the court. You know, when you got to go to court. Simple. Go. Lord. Okay, what does NR mean in the comments of a misdemeanor reset assault on a family member's case? My ex's case was reset again in Harris County. It now says disposition, but in the comments it says NR. What does that mean? I would assume it means no reset. Okay, I guess you tired of the resets. Judge must be tired of resets too. I don't know if that's what it means, but if I was a judge, it'd be no reset. I put NR, that means no, be a trial on the next time. So that very well may be what it is you have in front of you. If not, you can always call the court coordinator if you can get a response and see what that means. But the attorney should be able to let you know as well. Okay? If I have 1 third-degree felony and 1 state jail felony probation and violate, will my sentence be under the 3-strike? Baby, not at the same time. TDC trips, strikes happen on prior TDC trips. If you go to TDC on 4 cases, it's just 1 strike because you went 1 time. Okay? Makes sense. Got it? If you went 1 time for 4 cases, it's 1 strike. If you went 2 times, 2 different cases, that's 2 strikes. That's how the strikes work. You don't get strikes as you're getting the case charged. You get strikes for prior pen trips. Prior state jail trips are what count for the strike rule. We're moving on to a couple of family questions, and we're going to close it out. Can I somehow prevent my ex-wife from posting pictures of my daughters on her social media? I know my First Amendment rights and all of that, but I genuinely am concerned about the risk associated with my daughter's pictures being on social media. Virtually anybody has access to those pictures, along with the potential geotagging of the pictures. Literally shows the exact location the picture was taken, and virtual kidnapping, or even some ill-minded people nefariously using the pictures. And that's just to name a few of the potential risks. Is there any possibility a judge could legally or even would order her to delete the current pictures and prohibit all future pictures from being posted? I don't see any beneficial things that come from the posted pictures, in contrast to the various risks. My daughters are 3 and 4. Wouldn't the best interest of the child clause or whatever support my concerns, sir? You sound like you're in the military. Okay? Let me explain something to you, sir. It depends on who has the right. If she's the managing conservatorship of those children, she's got the right to post them. Even if you're not the managing conservatorship, you have the right to post children unless the court order tells you not to. So the question is going to be how strong you believe your case is going to be with proving that there needs to be a court order stopping her. With what you've told me, sir, I don't understand why a court would stop her from posting her children. That's a common thing that people do. Yeah, there are people out there that are crazy, but that doesn't mean that she can't post her children. If she were posting some sort of salacious photographs, or posting photographs in a way or on a platform that was salacious or was not in the best interest of the children, that heightened the risks involved, you may be able to get in a judge to be able to determine that's not in the best interest of the children. But just plain people posting their children or pictures being posted of a child, that is a severe restriction on the other parent, and I can't say what a judge will allow you to do, but I can tell you that I probably wouldn't want to take your money to try to stop you if nothing has happened. I mean, to try to assist you in something like that, because it doesn't seem like anything's occurred from her picture posting. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think you're too much in her business. You should not be telling her what to do to that extent. This is your ex-wife or your ex-girlfriend or whatever. You are not going to be in control of her house to that extent. Now, and the reason that I say this is because, I mean, you're really doing a lot. These are her children, so why can't she post her children if nothing has occurred ever? You know, now I can understand, you know, stopping girlfriends and boyfriends of exes and stuff from posting children. There could be a possible reason that you may want that, you know, to be, you know, stopped. But that's the parent. And you really are trying to control what she does with her time with these children. And I'm kind of wondering what makes you think that you have the right to stop her from living her life and being able to show people who her children are. And so it just leads me to believe that you're very controlling in a certain way. You clearly don't have custody of the children, or you probably would have already tried to do this. So I'm just going to tell you that you cannot control everything because you are no longer with the mother. Okay, you cannot control the mother and each and everything that she does, and you cannot try to tie everything that is nefariously in the air to best interest of the child. I'm talking to you because that was nefarious. Okay, the correlation that you attempted to make between those two things was very far fetched, and I do understand that it's not the safest thing to do. But come on, let the lady post. Child, bye. Okay, child, good night. What can I do when my child's father keeps cussing in front of him, even when asked to stop multiple times and he doesn't stop? My son's father, we were never married, comes an agreement between both parents. However, whenever he comes with an attitude and spends majority of the time on his phone without paying attention to our son, he cusses a lot and is being told to watch his language multiple times. He doesn't give child support or help. He's on the birth certificate, but never the wanted the child to begin with. Baby, take your feelings out. He never want the child to begin with. Okay, we're gonna go backwards. Take your feelings out, baby. He obviously wants the child because he's coming around. Okay, now he may be coming around to punish you, but he's coming around. And at the end of the day, that child does need his father. Should the father be cussing? No, he should not. But if it's really, first of all, how old is the child? Because if the child is 10, 11, 9, he didn't heard cuss words on the TV at your house. And I'm not trying to say the father should be able to cuss around him. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're not going to be petty. We're not going to ride the petty bus. I said it to the other gentleman before, and now I'm going to say it to you, ma'am. Okay? At the end of the day, ma'am, that's a grown man. Yes, he should watch his mouth around the child. But you trying to tell him what to do too much. Now you're saying he spends the majority of the time on his phone without paying attention to our son. It seems as if you might have him underneath supervised visitation. He might be doing this to make you mad. You know, there have been times where I know that a parent can get by without supervised, allowing short stints of time. The parent can take the child for a couple hours and bring the child right back. And I do believe that that works. All parents don't have to be supervised. And sometimes people act a fool when you supervise them when they shouldn't. Okay, so there have been times that I have suggested, you know, I understand that you want supervision, but why don't you give this person daytime visits only, because they're not going to follow through with your supervised request. And if they don't follow through with your supervised request, then the child is the one who's hurt, because the child is never going to see the father. And in all actuality, I don't believe that anything's going to happen to this child in the small amount of time in which the father's going to have the child if you give him short daytime visits. And ma'am, that's something you may need to move to, because he's probably doing that because he's pissing you off. And you're telling him to watch his mouth, and then he cusses again just to make you mad. So sometimes this is one of the times, and I don't know what's happened in the past, and I'm just going off of the small little blurb you gave me. But you're saying he doesn't pay child support. So that's something that you need to probably take him to court and get him on a child support order, because why are you complaining about something when you have no order? You don't complain about something when you don't go to court to get an order to force him to do that. So you first need to probably file child support. You probably need to call the Attorney General and file child support under that. And then you can utilize that child support order to lay the groundwork with the parent-child relationship and what days he can see his child on paper. And then if you need to have an injunction of him cussing around the child, then you can bring that up then. But we're going to start off with the end of the year. He doesn't get child support or help. He's on the birth certificate but never wanted the child to begin with. You don't know who somebody else wants. You just know that their actions show you that they don't want the child. But they could be just trying to show you action and love the child. Okay? And a lot of the times men don't deal with a whole lot of mess. They're not emotional creatures like women are. We come to the conclusion a lot of the times they don't want the child or they don't want something and they just don't want the drama associated with it. So it makes you believe they don't want the child, and that's not at all what it is. They just don't want drama. So man, if you're going to stand there like his mama and you're going to tell him what he can and cannot say, I'm pretty sure it's going to cause a problem. Okay? And you obviously have some sort of feelings towards him because all you do is care about the fact. You say he doesn't want the child. You're just talking like your feelings are still there. I'm sorry. I don't know how to explain it to you. I ain't going to be able to explain it to you how I know. Feelings are still there on your side with him because you didn't take him to child support court. Okay? And then you complain that he don't want your child. But he's there at your house underneath your orders or whatever and by agreement, and you watching him because obviously you would know all this stuff that's happening during the visit if he was able to take the child away. So, ma'am, go to the courts and employ the courts. Get a child support order so you can stop whining about all of these things you're whining about. I mean, put a stop to it. And don't be petty while you're doing it. Y'all, sometimes, it just, Lord have mercy. We're moving on. My ex-wife and I received PMC on her nephew. We have since divorced. That's permanent managing conservatorship. Okay? So what they're saying, what this gentleman is saying is, me and my ex-wife got PMC, permanent managing conservatorship of her nephew, from either CPS or from the parent. You got it from the parents. But CPS was either this child was a part of a CPS case or something, and they had to step in and take over this child, and they got PMC, permanent managing conservatorship. Okay. She's wanting child support from me. We have no children together and states that in the decree. I would like to know if I'm liable when the blood parents do not pay anything, when the court order states that they should. Sir, what I would do is, if y'all have permanent managing conservatorship and you're divorcing her, I would ask that the child support payments that the parents are supposed to pay simply be redirected to your wife, and that's what needs to happen. So, I don't know if you have an attorney or not, but that's what I would move to do if it was my client, not giving any other information, just this small blurb you're giving me. That's what I would do. If the parents are supposed to be paying, if they're court ordered to pay child support, I would just tell the court to grant us our divorce, give her managing conservatorship, give me possessory conservatorship along with the other parents, and then just redirect the previous child support order that the parents are supposed to pay, redirect that to mom. Okay? Now, I don't know what the semantics are behind everything and the logistics behind the case, again, because I'm not representing you, but that is an option. That's one option. The other option is she comes to try to get child support from you and then alleviates the other parents from paying child support. But I don't think that should be fair. I think those other parents need to continue to pay child support and you get a visitation order. Okay? If y'all weren't getting child support before you separated, I don't think she should be getting it now. But her argument may be that she has less income now to take care of the child, blah, 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 blah. But she also knew that when she, signed on the dotted line to be permanent managing conservator. You also knew that, sir, when you signed on the dotted line and said you're going to be permanent managing conservator, that you were going to be the parent of this child and could wind up having to pay child support somewhere down the line if the courts decided. So just fight it. That's all I can tell you. Fight it and say, hey, if the parents are supposed to pay, why don't she just get their child support instead of it coming to both of us? It needs to just go to her and give me my divorce. And just see what the court says about that. But you need to get a lawyer more than likely. Anytime you have a divorce and it's contested, you need a lawyer. One more. Got a new legal question. What happens if neither party shows up for child support court in Texas? Non-custodial parent put himself on child support. Since then, we've agreed on an informal agreement. Child is not on any state benefits. If no party shows up, the case is dismissed. You won't have an agreement. If you or the dad don't show up and it's the attorney general case, it's going to be dismissed. The attorney general needs one of you or both of you to go on. Okay? With that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap our show up for today. Y'all have a fantastic day. And until next time, court stands in recess. Holla back. Bye.